all across the weekend, you'll see this ship sailing up and down, taking hundreds of people on a journey. She's probably one of Bristol's most famous ships, as she sailed out of Bristol in 1497 in search of new and exciting lands. She's John Cabot's ship, she's called the Matthew, and before she gets really busy this weekend, I've come down to have a look around. This piece of floating history spends most of its time in Bristol's Harbour. It might not surprise you that this ship isn't the original from the 15th century, it's a replica. Or that's what I thought.
It's not actually a replica of the original Matthew because nobody knew what it looked like. It's based on a representation of what a working boat was like in those days, and this would have been it.
So back here, I can already see a rudder.
You see the tiller?
Oh, that's not a... What, did I get that really, really wrong?
That is the tiller.
So what's a rudder?
The rudder is on the back, on the stern of the ship.
Right. And that, obviously, this connects to...
That's called a whipstaff. That goes up onto the higher deck there.
So there's no big wheel that I'm imagining?
Apparently, wheels were not put on ships till the 17th century.
Right, okay, so a long time after?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's what you'd have had. You'd have had the tiller or whipstaff. So you got three pieces, whipstaff, tiller, rudder.
So down here then is, I'm guessing, where people would have slept?
Well, certainly, apparently the original crew slept up on deck.
Oh, really?
This was full of stores.
Okay.
They had live animals and all sorts.
Really?
So this would have been all cargo in this part of the ship. But obviously now we have modern bunks.
So when it made its, well, I say original, but replica voyage to Newfoundland back in 1997, this is where these guys would have stayed.
There was a skipper's cabin, and apart from that, everyone slept down here.
Well, she might not be exactly what John Cabot would have sailed in back in 1497, but we can be sure that she's pretty close. So if you'd like a taste of what it was like to sail the seas back in the 15th century, then head down and have a go on the Matthew, one of Bristol's most beautiful ships.